Hello friends. I'm not gonna lie, I have already recorded this intro once before and I had to scrap it because it went terribly. But it is okay. I thought it would be really fun to have UChicago poll party decide what I wanted to paint. A few days ago I put a poll out and the next day I checked to see what I was going to draw. First one, Baby Yoda. Fantastic, love it. Second one, your social security number. That's not going to happen. Number 3, Daffodil. Very easy, very lovely, can totally do that for you. A sunset through a window. I think that might be difficult because I'm really bad at color theory, but we will try her out. Furby, love. Skeleton slow dancing in a graveyard, doable. Flowers in an open meadow. And a picture of yourself painting this piece of work. That one might be a bit difficult because I can't do portraits to save my life, but nevertheless, I wanted to include as many of these as possible into my painting. I honestly have no idea how this video is going to go because it's going to be mostly voiceover, I'm thinking, because this house is never silent. I'm currently in Florida, for the record. Anyway, enjoy watching me struggle over the course of 3 or 4 days. Oh, and remember to subscribe. How will you see my lovely paintings if you aren't subscribed? You know, sometimes YouTube unsubscribes people without them knowing. It's a little glitch going around. I don't know if you know about it. Please subscribe. We all must start somewhere. So here I am sketching at the beginnings of my drawing and getting an OnlyFans. I'm pretty much just moving exactly what I'm seeing in my mind to the paper. So here I am trying to draw the window frame, and this is the Baby Yoda that will be sitting right inside the window, looking out at the beautiful sunset. So cute. Here I am adding Yoda's little pug nose, and I'm using a reference image to make sure they look good. Next I'm drawing the little picture frame that will eventually house the skeletons dancing in a graveyard. Adding Yoda's cute little fuzzy jacket to stay warm. And this is the daffodil that I'm now putting in Yoda's right hand, because I thought it'd be really cute if he would be holding it, looking out onto the sunset. And here go my skeletons, who will be slow dancing in a graveyard right behind Baby Yoda. Like a little couple. So in love. But yeah, I don't know how to include Furby in this because Furby is the exact same thing as Baby Yoda in a nutshell. Maybe I could just kind of throw in the background. See, it's not all voiceover work. So at this moment, I'm adding Furby to the background behind Yoda. Now it does look that Furby is stalking Yoda a little bit, but he is cute though, so look at that little prince, so adorable. Painting time, baby! So now that all the boring sketching is over with, I'm now able to start doing the actual painting on my canvas. I start by painting the background wall of Yoda's apartment because I generally like to do the background first and then work my way forward in the painting because that means that I'm able to paint the foreground without having to disrupt the background because obviously the things that are in front will go in front of the things that are behind. In order to accomplish the sunset through a window goals that I have, I mostly chose hot colors like red, orange, and yellows. These would complement my brown picture frame very nicely, which I would then highlight with colors like red and yellow, and then eventually I would put in the white to highlight the light that would be hitting it. There's probably a way to do this that's a bit more productive, but here I am adding the gray right over my drawing. This version of the yellow-gray will be the background to the skeleton drawing, which I will then have to remember from memory. Always gotta start off with some good old circles. Circles are good.
I sort of wish that the rib cage looked nicer, but I don't know how to make it better.
I eventually gave up giving the skeletons eyes and a mouth, completing the skeleton painting within a painting. I wasn't exactly sure how to imply that they're dancing rather than just standing next to each other, but I did add in this heart. This is where the painting really took a turn for the worst. Here I am, now putting gray on a Furby, like an idiot. Oh, never mind, he's cute now. I love the colors. It's just such an adorable little picture, isn't it? Love him. Love Furby. Oh boy, I'm mixing up some paint now. I wonder what I'm gonna paint. Wow, Yoda's skin. Arguably the most important part of the painting, which I've now just willy-nilly chosen a color green to do so with. Not that anyone's actually doing this as a tutorial, but don't do what I'm doing here. Covering the entire painting in one color, first of all, is just not a smart idea. It doesn't benefit anything, and it just looks ugly. Remember when I said about 10 seconds ago about things turning for the worse? Well, look at this monstrosity. Now I acknowledge the fact that this does look bad, and even when I was painting, I was like, I gotta figure this one out. But, oh boy, don't do this. This is bad. A part of me just wants to skip and just show you guys the best part of this when it actually starts looking semi-decent, but maybe it's funny to watch me struggle a little bit first. JK, I was too embarrassed and turned off my camera. Skip to the good part now. This is what it looked like about 45 minutes later when I had finally finished mixing all the colors together. I added in some lopsided wrinkles with a little bit of highlight, and I was nearly done. I would say that at this point I was semi-pleased with myself. It looks alright. I threw in some extra colors to hide my errors, and that's what I had at the end of the third day. At this point, I was so done with doing this work. After the nonsense that was Yoda's face, I just wanted to finish this as soon as possible. It was not fun anymore. I got started with Yoda's fluffy little jacket, so I wanted to do a whole base layer of tan first before I started adding in the texture. When I finish, making the fluff just a matter of dotting the canvas with paint. Here I got started on the daffodil. Now unfortunately my sketching lines were actually quite dark, so I was going to need a lot of yellow to overcome them, but I was going to use a lot of colors, so it wasn't going to matter anyway. Off camera, I actually struggled a lot with the daffodil because I have never drawn one before, and getting something that resembled the depth of a daffodil was very difficult. Time to make some more jacket fluff. Guess I'm quite a professional with the painter's tape. I wanted to have some really clean lines for the frame of the window. I'll let you decide how that worked out in actuality. I chose to do the frame in red because I thought it would be better for the sunset vibe that I'm going for. However, you'll see in the next shot that it actually is exactly the same color as the background, so I needed to change that, unfortunately.
Quinn, where are you? Why are you hiding? Oh. Time for pool break. It's good for the creative juices, you know? Bye.
I just need to finish this goddamn painting!
For some reason I did the flowers first, so I'm probably gonna have to redo a lot of them, but it is okay, because they look good.
So now that I had the most important part of my painting done, I could focus on the background, the outside, the Parisian window that's going to make my painting very classy. At this moment, I had no idea what type of color I wanted my background to have. I knew that it had to be some sort of warm tone, but, was this the kind of color that I wanted for my shutters? I had settled on this, but it really wasn't doing it for me, so I decided to move on to the decorative stone above the window instead. Something flowery. So with a little bit of trial and error and a lot of off-camera work, I came up with this as my final design. Mostly pink, and then a lot of gold to cover my errors. I thought I was done, but then I realized that all my flowers were behind the flower box and there needed to be a few more that were peeking over the edge. So I spent the next half hour or so just messing around, making flowers. I added these daffodils because I thought they would connect to my beautiful main daffodil that Yoda is holding. Now I'm just adding some small dots where stamen would be, or some little mini flowers, a whole bunch of different colors. Although you'll notice that I mostly stayed with reds, although I did add in a few greens just because I thought that'd be a little bit too boring if I only had orange everywhere. So I don't know if that really makes it sunset, but it's still nice to look at. So 4 or so days later, I was finally done. Thank God. While the process of making such a large painting was incredibly tedious, it was really neat to just have such creative ideas from the UChicago pool party group. I tried to include as many aspects as people suggested from the poll in my painting, although I didn't really do the sunset, and I certainly could not do the social security number, thank you. Overall, I thought this was very fun, and if you guys leave a like, I'll do another one. Bye!